going on, Max?
I'll tell you what's going on. Too friggin' hot. It's too hot.
It's hot. It's hot in London.
Hot.
Hot in London, man. We don't get this weather too often.
No, we don't. We don't live. We live. It's too hot. It's too hot. But you know, we're talking about the weather. If you want to see a weather channel, go subscribe to a weather channel. We're talking about what we're going to talk about today.
Well, it's a special time of year. There's two things. We'll do this separately, but there's two franchises?
Two franchises
that are celebrating a particular milestone in their...
Actually, the same milestone, actually.
Fucking hell. The same milestone.
Surprisingly, the same milestone.
This video, we're going to focus on The Simpsons.
Yeah. The
Simpsons have their 25th year anniversary. They've actually just finished their 25th season run. They finished it about 2 months ago. And I watched the last season. I'm showing you some episodes.
Yeah, you showed me some episodes. I don't know. Well, we'll talk about it a little bit later. You don't need to know what
we're going to talk about it, but
yeah.
I watched the whole... Well, over the last couple of years, I just wanted to watch all of it. Like, there was a gap. I think I stopped watching The Simpsons religiously in the 2000s. I watched the first 9 years straight, like, consistently.
Yeah.
Then when I was in secondary school, high school, I just stopped because I had enough.
It's the same with me. It's just like The Simpsons... An amazing show and everything else, and I watched it religiously like the first 9-10 years. Amazing, but after that, it was just like if it's on, I'll sit down and watch it, but I won't make. It's not prime time viewing for me. It's not water cooler TV. It's just like whenever it's on, I'll sit down and watch it.
And that seemed to be the case for most people. As far as everyone I knew was Simpsons, and people were surprised. Even in the 2000s, it was people like it's still on because. You know, the same cast, the same crew, or the same producers, they did Futurama as well.
Yeah.
So, people were thinking, is this going to be the transition that they'll move on to another show? And then Futurama ended. Twice. And then Simpsons was still running on even though...
I think the thing was, and I'll say this before, the reason why The Simpsons is constantly ongoing, and the reason why I can't see it stopping anytime soon, is because it's Fox's baby. When Fox actually started whenever it started, 25 years ago, that was the first show or one of the front runner shows in Fox, and that made it money. And that's the reason why if you watch any Simpsons episode, there's a lot of taking the piss out of Fox or Fox.
I see that.
Rupert Murdoch, a lot of that.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, you can take the piss out of us, just make us the money. Just make us the money.
Do you know what?
Make us the money. It doesn't matter. Make us the money.
I think you got the exact right idea. I just like to think it's become an American staple now. It's become something that Americans feel like they want to see, like apple pie.
Yeah.
And they don't want to let it go.
Yeah. It's so ingrained into our pop culture psyche that it's just... It feels really strange to say, if tomorrow The Simpsons ended, it'd feel really strange. Well, but at the same time, we were like, it's time to end this.
Well, you know, there was a time where I would agree with you and said, it does feel strange, but the majority of people now,
it's just call it
a fucking day.
Call it a day, so then we can look back and say, this was a great series. Yeah. Rather than looking back going, my God, the last 4 seasons were a whole load of crap.
And I thought last year, when the 24th season wrapped up, there'll be an announcement that the 25th season would be the final one, a perfect number to round it off. But then I went online, I wish I could put the article on the screen or something. They interviewed the producers and they said, hey, so when do you guys think you're going to end it? And the producers, we just can't see it end to this show. I was like, really? You can't see it end to this? Anyway, you know what? Let's start talking about, because we've just kind of overall said that, we think it should end, but let's talk about why we think it should end.
Okay.
Now, like I said, I'm going to put it out there right now. For me, the first 8 seasons are classic gold, fantastical.
Amazing. Like, the writing's amazing. Conan O'Brien, who's now doing the Conan O'Brien show, great writer. He had just great, intelligent writing. It was fresh. It was new. It had so much pop culture references within it as well, and it was just so amazing. It was something that you didn't see at that time. It was just so groundbreaking at the time, and it was just so chock full of jokes, pop culture references, and I mean it in a way that isn't Family Guy. Okay.
You know, I was just about to say,
yeah.
I didn't like Simpsons for the pop culture references. I liked it, but you were right. They did it in a way where it wasn't so in your face. And at the time, it was so homegrown. Like, for instance, they got Itchy and Scratchy, that's obviously a nudge to Tom and Jerry. Yeah. They've got Radioactive Man, I think
the best one is when Maggie has the hammer, whacks Homer, and it's just basically a psycho scene. Well, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
So hilariously funny.
They've got things in the comic book guy. These characters are archetypes. They riff on other characters. Chief Wiggum. They have characters, Sideshow Bob, Krusty the Clown. All of these things build a complete atmosphere, like a legacy of characters, of references that just made the show feel so full and homegrown and just lovable.
I think the great thing about The Simpsons at the beginning was it was a family sitcom. It was a traditional sitcom based around the family, which when you go through to all the cartoons of previous years, the only ones I can think of that did that was Flintstones, Jetsons.
True.
Maybe Addams Family, but that was in the 90s.
Yeah, that was
but what I'm saying is Jetsons, Flintstones. Nothing else. Nothing else. Because in the 70s, 80s, Hanna-Barbera did all the teenagers doing wacky stuff with their crazy anthropomorphic animals.
Anthropomorphic monsters, cars, whatever.
It's just like
animals.
Whatever. So it's just like, this was, and I hate to say it, this was a literal callback to the Flintstones, the Jetsons, early Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And it's great. I mean, looking at that, and the stories within those were very it was more family orientated, family based. Still funny, none of this kind of syrupy bullshit sitcom CBS crap.
Yeah,
all proper funny, but at the same time very family orientated.
And I just want to say before we get into the negative, because we're about to.
Yeah.
I give nothing. It's a landmark series. It's done as a lover, an absolute love of animation. They've done exactly. Simpsons for me was doing exactly what I wanted for animation. They weren't just doing kid stuff. Simpsons has so many emotional, progressive, interesting episodes, and I got a list of my favorite episodes I'm gonna mention later. But they just went further with it than just doing some quick 5-minute. Now you see me, now you don't.
Yeah.
Fluff. Anyway, question is, what went wrong, and when did this shit started to crash and burn?
I can tell you.
You go first.
All right. I'll tell you one episode which I didn't like because it completely ruined the continuity of the whole thing, and I'm sure you may agree or disagree.
We'll get to I like continuity. That word, I'm going to get to that as well. Go on.
It's the episode where Principal Skinner isn't Principal Skinner. He then becomes Tanzanian.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the living crap is going on? Because I sit there going like, we love this guy, Principal Skinner, because he's a Vietnam vet and he's a mummy's boy, and psycho references and all that. It's great. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. You have that kind of camaraderie. You know what's going on. And then in this episode, he's like, no, he's an imposter. No, he's not really Principal Skinner. He's this Tamzarian dude. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Because I just sat there going like, so basically we followed this guy for the last, 7, 8 years, 9 years, and then this happens. And you're just like, you can do that. What you might as well say Homer Simpson's some kind of Malaysian dude who just, Malaysian singer, karaoke singer, operator.
Funny enough,
it doesn't make sense.
Funny enough, Paul, this is where we disagree and agree, but I'll explain.
Okay.
The reasons why you hated episodes are actually why I loved it. To me, Principal Skinner was not a character until that episode, because all he was to me, he was the same character, Mama's Boy, on and on. He was just like a background character. He was funny, especially because Bart was always fucking with him. But to me, it was like...
Yeah, but Bart was fucking with him, and then his mother was fucking. Everybody was fucking with him.
I know, but to me, it got tiresome. So when they did that, I was like, you know what? That was kind of... I like it. It kind of gave him more dimension. What I don't like, and what to me is what I fucking hate this episode for, is they did nothing with it. What I mean by that is, at the end of that episode, they find out Principal Skinner is not Principal Skinner. He's taken over someone's identity. The real Skinner comes. At the end, they ship off that real Skinner like he's nothing. And then from that point on, they hardly mention it ever happened. And to me...
Maybe once.
Like
but
Bart...
It was a throwaway
There's an episode where Bart...
It wasn't Bart's Lisa.
No. There was an episode where Bart...
That's right, yeah.
What happened was... I know we're going a little bit off topic, but there was an episode where Principal Skinner caught Bart doing something. Bart was like, okay, Mr. Tanzarian. And he was like, oh, God, carry on. And it was funny, but they They never do anything. And to be honest with you, believe it or not, people, I actually don't like Principal Skinner because, like I said, he was very repetitive. And after the episode, they went back to him being that stupid doormat character. And it got even worse with him and Edna. The way he was just picking his mother over her. Like I said, and let me go to what you were saying, continuity. The thing I loved about The Simpsons is even though, to most people's disdain, the show never actually progresses in a sense, characters do move on, and certain things, there is a progression. Like the thing with Sideshow Bob thing is a running theme. The thing with, is it Selma?
Yeah.
Her being lonely, her trying to find someone,
getting married 6 times,
and eventually adopting an Asian kid, which is just weird. But they have elements in there that they do carry on, even though the characters never get older, which is whatever. And obviously, the saxophone player dying.
Oh yeah,
Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Yeah.
And obviously Ned Flanders' wife. They've done a few things in there to try to progress the story,
and Troy McClure dying as well. Troy McClure and Lionel Hutz, but that's more.
I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, that's more voice actor dying.
But to be honest with you, those things they didn't even feel natural. But let me go back to why I don't like the series now anyway. Because you brought up one thing. After the first 8 or 9 seasons, The Simpsons became not only extremely formulaic, but it lost all of the essence, the homegrown essence I loved about it. Homer became the central focus, and he became this stupid, ridiculously insane character. That
if you watch the beginning of The Simpsons, like right at the beginning of The Simpsons, he was kind of the most sensible man within that family. He was like the head family. Like if you watch the beginning of The Simpsons, right at the beginning, Simpsons opening on a roasted fire, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
It was basically Simpsons and the family goes to the company picnic by Mr. Burns. Homer Simpson says, I just want this family to be okay. I just want this family just to act right. Everyone else is acting crazy apart from Homer Simpson. Now, that's really strange if you were a Simpsons fan in the later years because you were like, what the fuck? Homer Simpson's usually the crazy one and everyone's acting, Marge and Lisa. Now it's just like everyone's in their kind of stuck stereotypes. Like Homer Simpson's the crazy, wacky, not crazy, he's just idiot savant. As I would call it, the idiot savant. It's like he goes through life and somehow he gets to what he wants to do. He becomes the astronaut. He becomes this, he becomes that. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I agree and disagree because you're talking about like the first season he was sensible, but then from season 2 onwards he was a buffoon, but they kept him grounded even as a buffoon. Even
he was a sitcom dad, buffoonish.
Yeah. But then after the 10th season, they will just do anything. They'll make him a secret agent. They'll make him a spy. They'll make him go on these wacky adventures across the world, and it just was not tasteful. And I'll just tell you, the worst episode for The Simpsons, where I thought I fucking hate Simpsons. They took one of the elements I love the most, which is Sideshow Bob, and there was an episode where, for some reasons, the creators thought it was a great idea to give him a wife, a kid, to chase the Simpsons across Rome. And I was like, this is everything wrong with the fucking Simpsons.
I think what's wrong with The Simpsons, and they do pick up on it. They're somehow in a different country, in a different world. And I'm just sitting there going like, what happened to Springfield? Like, honest to God, you have so many characters, so many like different areas of yourself in Springfield. Why the hell are you going to be in like, I don't know, Detroit? I don't know.
They made a point to go everywhere. They've been to Africa, they've been to Japan, they've been to London, obviously. They've been to other parts of America as well.
Yeah. I mean, they've been to Australia, obviously. The Australian episode.
The one where, but that was kind of funny.
That was funny.
That was very funny.
I know Wayne Small will not like this, but that was really, really
That was actually one of the first times. That was when they started, and even I thought that was a nice change. But anyway, let me just say this, because obviously we need to wrap this up, because we can't go on forever. I will say this. The thing is, with The Simpsons, every season is 20 odd so episodes, right?
Yeah.
I've been catching up on it Well, there was a time I just sat down and powered through it. Like this last year, I powered through 4 seasons. The last 20 to 21 to 25, I watched all of it. Every season, you will at least get 3 fantastic episodes. That has never failed. The other 20-something, honestly, just like had me thinking. And there's some other things about Simpsons I do love. There's like 3 or 4 elements of Simpsons I actually adore. Itchy and Scratchy, never go wrong.
Yeah.
Halloween episodes, never go wrong.
Yeah.
For me personally, any episode they set in the future, never go wrong. Yeah, everything. I love it. And to be honest with you, I wish they did those things more. That Simpsons movie was.
Yes. I honestly thought with the Simpsons movie coming out, I thought, oh, this will be the end of the Simpsons. No, not saying in a bad way. I just thought, just end it here. The Simpsons movie, just end it here.
It came so late. The South Park. I know this video is long, people, but sorry, we have to get this out.
Yeah.
South Park started within 4 or 5 years. They did their movie, and their movie was fucking phenomenal. Simpsons waited nearly 15 years to do their first movie. And it honestly was just like one episode. That movie
was a long episode.
One decent episode. It wasn't terrible, but I was like, this is what you.
This is your big magnum opus. This is your big thing.
This is your movie, Simpsons. This is your movie. 25 years of The Simpsons. Honestly, it's. I don't want to say it's on life support for me.
Put the dog down. Put the dog down and let her remember it's good time.
You're not doing anything with it. To me, what you should, if you must carry on The Simpsons, cut it down to 13 episodes. Put all your great ideas in these 13 episodes. Stick to the Halloween episodes. Stick to the future. Do something with it. Otherwise, let it be. And honestly, I know some people just like let it be anyway. But if it must continue, first of all, please, after the 30th season, no excuse. End. Nothing should go on for more than fucking 30 years.
30 years, Jesus Christ!
If you want another milestone, Simpsons. Make it 30 and end it. Because honestly, 25 was long enough.
Hey, just get rid of the cash cow and, you can make money off the Bachelorette or whatever you call it.
Alright, before we go, Paul, sorry, Maps, I'm always messing it up.
Nice.
Let me get some of my favourite episodes out there so we can wrap this up. Cool. So, Marge and Homer, the original How They Got Together.
The original How They Got Together? Not
the original.
Not the 90s
Not the one that they did.
That's not my favourite offset. One bit, even though I love the 90s, that episode just retcon. Didn't like it one bit. But
the original one, what a great romance. That was in the core 8 years anyway. So anything they did there, this is where we might disagree. There, I love the episode Milhouse gets a girlfriend. That episode cracks me up.
That's good. That's good because it showed Milhouse had a character.
And that was a funny one. Bart is not allowed to see the Itchy and Scratchy movie.
That's really good. Actually, that's a really good
episode. I love that.
That's a funny episode. That's a funny episode.
Because it brings home true to how you discipline a child and how Bart went to. I mean, again, this is in the core 8 seasons. Another episode that I thought was really, really heartfelt. People think it's corny. The Michael Jackson episode.
Yeah. That was good. The Michael, where Homer Simpson's
goes to psychiatric ward. He meets this Michael Jackson character, who is voiced by Michael Jackson, by the way.
But not really. He didn't want to say that.
But he didn't want his name in the credits.
Same with Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman did the same thing as well.
Okay, I didn't know that. And my last episode is more two spoof episodes are my favourites. One is the April Fool's episode because it's one of the best clip show episodes. The can, and from then on, some of the best clip show episodes ever. And the last one, which again, I like it because I think this is the episode where they take the most satirical look at their own show, which is when the Simpsons do the Heat Hollywood True Story about themselves.
Yes, that's funny. I'm going to mention one more that I really like.
Oh, please, because I went on that list.
The one is where Homer Simpson becomes trade unionist leader. That is hilarious. That is actually voted one of the best. If you read the book Planet Simpson, I can't remember the name of the guy who wrote it.
Yeah.
They say that is one of the best Simpsons episodes ever, and it's really funny. It's both satirical, pratfalls. Lisa needs braces. Lisa's
braces having that dream.
The dream.
Give me the mirror.
The Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. It had everything in there in that
they
1
have
23
the
minutes.
Plan, but we have the power.
Everything about it was just like, that is one of the best episodes ever.
Don't get it twisted. We love The Simpsons.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing an episode about The Simpsons.
A long one, which honestly, I'm not going to edit down that much because 25 years does deserve probably a 20-minute video. It's probably turned out to be. But people, everything's got to end sometime. Simpsons.
The way things are going is going to be death, taxes, and The Simpsons. That's the way things are going in life. It'll never end.
People, if you stuck along through this long episode, then, you're probably still watching The Simpsons as well. Because,
yeah, definitely.
I got love for you, Simpsons, but honestly, enough is enough. And honestly, I did look at some of the ratings. It doesn't get the best ratings, but it does well enough because, like I said, it's an apple pie show now that Americans love seeing it there. But honestly, I just want Simpsons to end with some dignity. Yeah, that's all.
Just call it a day, man. Call it a day. Let's remember your times. Just call it a day.
In a nice light. So hopefully, when they do eventually wrap it up, they wrap it up in a way where we can look at it with some fondness, you know, and some gravity or something.
25 years, man. Jesus Christ, even the kids nowadays.
Some people are born, you know, I've lived that long. Yeah. And they don't know what the hell the Simpsons is. So
exactly.
But anyway, people, I think that's enough of that. So,
yeah, enough.
Simpsons, congratulations, 25 years. We got love.
Congratulations, just end it soon enough. Please.
End with some grace.
Yes.